One of the things I've realized, no one is too big to fall. No one is too big to fall. No matter how well off you're doing, you could say you're 3 decisions. It could be your own decision. It could be someone else's decision. You're probably 3 decisions from going back to broke. If you are under the age of 35, you are easily in the luckiest financial situation you can be in. I have so many people who are reaching out in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, and every single one is like, I wish I knew this when I was younger. When you have the advantage of youth, you have the advantage of time, you have the advantage of energy, and depending on how young you are, you have the advantage of having very few responsibilities. There's no real magic behind it. It's earn aggressively, invest aggressively, and just hope the numbers work out.
So you're an atheist?
That's the word, I suppose, yes. I just don't have the same beliefs as you, right? Because people think that, oh, you're an atheist, and they take that as an attack on their beliefs. No, like, believe what you want.
Nah, nope. No trolling. We ain't trolling, y'all. Don't sweat it. What's up, Not Trollers? Guess what? Not Trolling Podcast just partnered with Tzee to bring you guys the coolest drink for all of y'all that are young at heart. I genuinely love the taste of the drink, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to love the taste of it as well. So make sure you grab yourself a Tzee drink. Let's sip good this season. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And also, 61% of you guys don't realize you haven't subscribed yet. So can I ask you for a favor before you dive into the episode? If you like and enjoy the conversations we're having here every after 2 weeks, and you feel like you want to support us, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. It's the easiest way to support the pod, and I'll genuinely appreciate that. And when you do that, I promise you, every time we upload, the episode is going to be better for you. Me and my team are going to be working tooth and nail to make that happen for you guys. Thank you.
All thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this podcast are entirely our own. They are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, entertainment purposes only. We are not exposing, condoning, indicting, or telling you how to live your life. Now, enjoy the show.
Do you feel like money changes you, like, or it just exposes you who you are?
I want to say a little bit of both, but if I had to lean to one or the other, it allows you to be your more natural self.
More natural self.
Yes, because there's some things that, well, okay, let's take like the positive way and the not so positive way.
Okay.
The positive way is that if you're always constantly stressed about money, that's kind of like the number one thing that people worry about is money for a lot of times. So there's not enough money for this, not enough money for that.
Yeah.
Working too hard for money.
Yeah.
Someone breaking something, which means, oh gosh, now I got to replace that with money.
Yeah.
So people can become very uptight and wound, and I guess you can even say angry at people and short-tempered. And if you have enough money for not to worry about that, you realize that a lot of those problems can go away. So you can become a calmer person. If you're still doing well financially and you're still an angry person, that's just like in your DNA at that point. But then there's the not so positive side, because a lot of our Tanzanian culture is like a collectivist. That's what they call it. Like collectivism is the idea like it's about the goodness of the group and supporting each other, rather than, to give a contrast, like the American one is like everyone kind of finding their own way. And that can be good, that can be bad, just like anything else in life. But you find that as people can kind of like make more money and need less of that, it can wind up eroding and breaking off some ties that if they had less resources, they'd have worked harder to maintain. And this can be good and bad in and of itself. It can be good in the sense that sometimes you might be stuck in situations around people that you don't want to be around just because they're awful people or whatever, but money allows you the freedom to get out.
Okay.
And it can be also in a bad sense, whereby you go, like, for example, for many, like, gated neighborhoods in nice places, you find out that everyone kind of sticks to their own house. They don't even talk to neighbors and hang out with them. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people, but it's just that everyone's in their own very expensive and fancy cage and a comfort zone, let's call it, and them coming out to go and see each other becomes a bit difficult. So it more exposes you and allows you to be who you really are.
How does it do that, though?
Because, let me see. How does it make you more of who you are?
Yeah. How is it like a chemical produced, like some sort of dopamine that it make money produces in you, like when you have it, or how does it go about to like exposing who you really are? Like what's the science behind it?
I don't know what exactly happens on a neurochemical level because like the stuff that I've read research-wise in terms of like the money's effects on the brain is things like losing money, like causes like this, activates the same parts of the brain as physical pain.
Yeah.
Making money apparently activates the same part of the brain as heroin. So
What? Yo! Damn! That high, the money high, good though.
Yes. So like it's that hit of dopamine whenever you receive money. But as far as like someone growing up around money and having that influences on their brain, I haven't read anything in that kind of level. But I can give a personal example in my case. Like I before getting on this whole journey about like saving money, being responsible with it, investing, building your own wealth, and so on, I was someone who was pretty a little bit uptight around certain things. And a lot of that was just because I felt like I had many things to do and didn't have enough money to do it. I didn't know how to plan and figure things out and make that happen.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, I was, and I'm working on this, but I was an especially stingy person.
Yeah, I can definitely see it on your face. You have that look in your face like a really stingy motherfucker, you know what I mean? You got it.
I'm working on kind of like letting go of that because that's a response to a situation whereby like I didn't have much. Like I felt one time I felt like, okay, let me take a step back. There was a certain point in my life I did an assessment of what I was doing financially for the last like 4 years of that time.
Yeah.
And then I found like my best year financially was totaling about 7 million shillings, which is about like 600,000 a month on average. And when I saw that number, I was like, I don't really have much to work with in terms of the life that I wanted and so on. Mm-hmm. So when I realized that that's the situation I'm operating in, a situation of like lack and I guess you could call it like scarcity, what little I had in terms of like giving that away or like helping someone or whatever, I felt like if I gave that, there's no way for me to make it back.
Okay.
So that led to me being very, very stingy. But like over the last kind of 2-3 years of working on my own money mindset, working on my own income, and just finding ways to deliver value to people. Because at the end of the day, if you know how to deliver value to people, you're never going to go starving. You're never going to be hungry. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, and you don't know that's how the world operates, any money that gets to you, it's like, in my case, it was like, I don't know when the next one will come, so I can't give this out to this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I've been working on that. Like I've come up with some intentional rules around it. Mm-hmm. Like number one is something that I picked up from someone. He's a US writer. His name is Nick Maggiulli, an Italian sounding name. Yeah. But he wrote this article that really resonated, which was, he calls it like the 1% rule. And the funny thing is, he says that he came up with this because he heard a Jay-Z lyric, okay, whereby Jay-Z said, what's 50,000? Wait, am I allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, what's 50,000 to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me? Like wasn't that like niggas in Paris or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So when this guy Nick heard that, he's like, okay, wait, let me do the math. He found out like Jay-Z's net worth at the time, and then he saw that $50,000 represents about 1% of his net worth. And then he sat down and actually did like a bunch of math on it and then realized that technically, whatever your net worth is, you can spend 1% of that amount. Sorry, 0.1% of that amount. 0.1% of that amount. And it will not have any long-term impact on you whatsoever. So with that, I kind of like realized, oh, hey, so if anything comes up and it's like less than 0.1% of whatever my net worth is at the time, I don't have to sweat it. I can just do it and go. So that helped me like, okay, like release a little bit more and be like that. So if
Stinginess
someone,
is like-
So if someone asks me for money, if it just happens to be under that number, I'm not gonna tell people what that number is, so you don't end up asking me. But if it's under that number, I'm like, hey, you know what? Just give it to him. You know.
Okay. Damn.
Also, myself when I go out and I'm like stuck between two choices, like this one is this much, this other one is like this much more expensive. If that price difference is less than that 0.1% number, just go for the more expensive one that you want. That's one rule. Another rule is something that I also like talk about when it comes to like client consultations and whatever, and also like my community, just anyone around me, like friends and whatever. I tell them that I will hassle you over the money that you work for. However, when it comes to your passive income, spend it however you want. So the same thing for me. When it comes to my passive income, spend it whatever I want. Just ask no questions. You have it, you got it, use it. That's what it's there for. That's what you invest for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like two examples of me figuring out a way to become less stingy over time. And money allows you to become more of who you are, in that sense of like, if you want to be a generous person, it allows you to become more of a generous person.
Yeah.
If you are a stingy person, you learn to be less of a stingy person. I'm working on it. And if you're someone who wants to be independent and stay away from certain people in your life, if you have the finances to do that, you don't need to rely on them. Money's going to let you do that. So it also lets you be more intentional about the people that you hang out with, such that you're around people that you want to be around, not people that you have to be around.
Facts.
Whether that's at home, whether that's like at work, because some people are stuck in very toxic jobs, the people that they hate.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like. Hey, but I do like my 9-to-5 warriors, man. Shout out to you guys who are tuning in. Right now.
I mean, I'm not knocking 9-to-5s.
Yeah.
9-to-5s have a very wonderful place. It's that
Yes.
thing of like, you have a 9-to-5, but you're kind of keeping that job, even though you hate like the coworkers and people there, because you're like, I need the money.
Okay.
Rather than if you made a few strategic decisions, like saving up an emergency fund, or some people might call it like the start of like FU money, which is basically like a year's worth of cash for you to cover all your expenses for a year. You can say, you know what, like this boss who's always hanging on my neck and harassing me with every single thing, and then calling me at midnight and wanting reports done on very short deadlines and whatever kind of stuff, I don't need that. I got my money. I can just, okay, bye. And then you got a year to figure out and find something else. It could be, like this gets pretty nasty and whatever, but like in a home situation, it usually happens in the case of sometimes women who are trapped in some home situation where, for many various reasons, it's not a safe and good place for them to stay. But then they wind up staying because they're like, they don't have their own money to get themselves out of that situation. You know, I find it pretty interesting that a lot of the women I've spoken to in financial matters, it's something that even I've started like telling them, like, just have a little bit of money for yourself. Like, it can just be like 1 million shillings. Whatever the case, like that's just if things do not work out where you at, that's just money to get you out and find yourself a fresh start if you need to, or go back home to nyumbani kwenu if there's anyone who's still around and so on. So money gives you options to walk away from things and also to do more of what you naturally want to do.
Facts.
So that's why, like, back to your original question, it helps you become more of who you are rather than changes people rather than this. So if you get money and you become like an asshole, that's
that's you. That's you.
That's you. Yeah.
So bottom line is, money doesn't really change you guys. It doesn't. That was who you really were, bro. Accept it. You know what I mean? But with that said, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 83 of the No Trolling Podcast. Welcome back, No Trollers, friends of the show. If you're tuning in for the first time, I appreciate you. Hopefully you have subscribed, because we got good news, man. We just hit 9,000 subscribers on fucking YouTube, bro. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love and support you guys have been showing me for the last almost 3 years of doing this. And I would have been here without your love and the support, guys. I appreciate the no trollers. Appreciate the 95 warriors, the first time listeners, you know what I mean? The pretty ladies that like watching this show. I love y'all. So the audience names is called No Trollers. The name of the audience are called No Trollers. We have a catchphrase in the show where we say no trolling, don't sweat it.
Okay.
So later on in the show, I'm gonna show you how we use it or how we go about using that catchphrase.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, ladies and gents, today in the studio we are blessed with the presence of Victor Mutta. That's how you pronounce your name, right?
Correct.
This dude is a coach, a finance coach actually. He's also like into social media. So he basically, that's how I saw him actually, through his video posts. He's not trying to look cool on social media at all. You can see he looks cool now because he's coming to a podcast.
With the fancy cameras and everything.
With the fancy cameras. Now he dressed up a little bit, but usually you wouldn't even. How do you get people to trust you? Do you feel like you look the part?
I intentionally don't want to.
Why?
Because I feel like I want you to listen to what I say and not what I look like or what I have.
You're literally going against the whole psychology of dealing with the people in general, because people usually judge you from your first appearance.
I mean, I know. I'm painfully aware of that fact.
Yeah, and I hate that fact for real, bro. But you're saying like, fuck that shit. I want you to hear me. So judge me, but I'm a counter that. Basically, that's what you're saying.
The thing that I'm saying is that if you're someone. Also, we need to work on what we consider wealthy to begin with. We need to work on that definition.
Explain.
Because the example is when someone sees someone driving like the most visible example is like cars. Okay. You know, when someone sees someone driving like an expensive or fancy car, they're like, "Wow, that guy has money."
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. True.
So again, there's a guy named Morgan Housel. He's a great speaker on personal finance and whatever. He's American. Yeah. And he says that when you see someone has something expensive, you don't know that they have money. All you know is that they had money to pay for that thing.
True.
So if you have someone who has an expensive car, you don't necessarily know that they have money. You just know that they had money for the car.
For the car, but
then the rest of their life in the bank, you don't know what that is.
I've heard that before.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that, and also, why would I spend this amount of money to impress strangers and people who
don't know you?
Who they don't know me. There's no benefit to me if they see me in that versus not seeing me in that. The person who's going to be missing out is me, because I know what that money could do invested. And it's not like I don't see these cars. My Instagram feed must know how my portfolio is doing, because I'm seeing ads for expensive stuff these days. But yeah, I see these things and I'm like, oh, the numbers don't scare me anymore, because I've invested enough and I know my investments can get pretty much anything I'm looking at online. But the thing is that
confident.
I know the work I've been putting in. I'm confident in the work that I've been putting in.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I have that wealth and I have that money because I don't have these things. You know, I have some people who stop me up on the street because after consultations, I like to have a habit of walking all the way back home.
Yeah.
And then, like I tell them, we said in 2026, we're not driving our money. You see me here walking on the street.
Damn.
Okay. I live what I preach, people.
Yeah.
I live what I preach. So if I say we're not driving our money, if I say we're not, like, unfortunately wearing and smelling our money, because I know. I know.
No, he doesn't smell bad, guys. He doesn't smell bad. He smells all right. He smells all right.
Yeah, but I ain't got no fancy cologne or perfume on. So like it's that thing of I want to put my money in places that it can work for me.
Yeah.
And then with the dividends that come from that is that I can do what I want. And the thing, and like the biggest flex, I guess the biggest flex you can have is not necessarily like a big house or a big car. It's that you can wake up in the morning and decide exactly what you want to do with your time.
Priorities. Yeah, so I kind of have the similar way of living compared to yours, because I've been using this phone for over 4 years, I think. This is an iPhone XR, and all my friends, people who know me, like, Sean, why are you not changing your phone? Just recently, somebody, an old friend of mine on my WhatsApp texted me like, Sean, why I don't see you having a fancy phone. I've never seen you with a fancy phone. I'm like, bro, because I got my priorities in check, bro. It's not a necessity at the moment. I'm not saying I don't want a fancy phone. I'm not saying I don't want a car. I'm not saying I don't want this, I don't want that. It's just that if I get that, do I level up, or I'm doing it for the sake of the people who don't even know me, for the public eye? Because I had a guest, Idris Sultan, and we said we're leaving public opinions in 2025.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I feel like everybody should have their priorities straight. You don't have to look fancy, or I'm not saying don't look. You don't have to if you don't have it. You know, just pace yourself, basically. You know, and for me, my priority is the studio. My priority is this podcast. My priority is my team, my company. So these are the people who deserve my money at the moment.
Okay.
Some money does come to me. You know, I'll be dressing a little bit.
Okay.
You know, be smelling good. It has to smell good, bro. But it's just because I like these things and this make me feel more confident in myself. You know, so don't compromise your confidence for the sake of, oh, I don't have the money. Always prioritize confidence. I feel like confidence is everything, man. Don't you agree?
For the kind of work that you do, yes.
Yes.
Because you are in front of people, you are very visible, you got to connect with others. And when you're at that point, like all the stuff that you're talking about really does matter.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of talking in a position of like,
just a regular dude. Financial coach. But he's not a regular dude, though. He's not. He's making a lot of money, bro.
I'm a regular dude.
You're not a regular dude.
I'm a regular dude.
He likes looking like one, so, you know, camouflage, basically. That's what he's doing.
No.
You're not fooling nobody, bro.
There's no gold to dig here, bro.
That's what you thought of. That's the first thing you thought of. Gold diggers.
No gold here to dig, bro. I'm a regular old dude. Don't think nothing about me.
How you feeling, man?
I feel pretty damn good. Excited and thankful to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he told me this is his first video podcast.
Yeah, my first video podcast. So like having all the lights and set up. Like I'm sorry, I'm just used to my little iPhone with my little headphones and like very bad lighting and Mr. We Notice. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a step up for sure. You've done a great thing here, man.
What got you into investing, man? And thank you, by the way.
I've always been interested in financial success, although the thing that got me into investing is just it mostly happened by chance because, funnily enough, you could trace my entire journey here through meetings with about like 6, 7, maybe 8 people. So the first person I met, gosh, he's a bit of a public figure, so I don't know if I can name drop him on this podcast, but let's just call him Jay. Jay, if you're watching this, thank you so much for getting me on this journey.
No, but you can give a shout out to OG.
No, like he's a public figure, so it's kind of like mentioning his name. I don't know if
he's gonna like it.
Not if he's gonna like it, but if it's going to be following protocol. I don't know how to explain it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know how to explain
You're giving a shout out. You're showing love to somebody who helped you.
Yes.
You don't want to do that publicly?
Yes, I want to, but it's that thing like I haven't asked him if it's okay to mention his name in public.
Wow,
section,
you're so okay.
So
I appreciate. I respect that, honestly.
Yeah. So for him, I'm just gonna call him Jay. Jay, if you're watching this, thank you so much for this. Because he reached out in like 2015, and he was like, I was doing media production for like the company he was working at. And then he just organized this random, he's a very passionate person about this and telling people about it. So he organized a little get together for after work to teach some people at work. And I was invited to it. And then that kind of like became my exposure to it. And then from Jay, I eventually met with Emilian Busara, who is like, you could call him like basically kind of like the Warren Buffett of Tanzania would be like a way you could give him to explain who that is. Then from him, I eventually met with, I disappeared from 2017. I disappeared, and he won't let me forget about it. But yeah, then from there I popped back up with Finance Chawe, who's the personal finance hub owner, That led to meeting with Edmund Munyagi, who is like Let's Talk Finance. That led to meeting with Nema Chami, who is like Rich Auntie Ventures. And then that also led to meeting Abbas Kimvuli, who's uwekezaji katika hisa on Instagram. So these are all people who are like public and I can mention them without worries. And then from like learning from them and just attending a whole bunch of classes and so on, that just became, it got me on this journey up until like right now. And one of the things that they have each in their own way told me is like, we taught you, go teach others.
Yeah.
So that's my journey from like, how did you find out about investing all the way to getting like up to here, just by meeting the right people. So when you have chance encounters in life with certain people, you won't know it at the time, but looking back, you realize, oh, wow, like these are the people who really helped me get to a certain thing. And you always want to pay that forward.
You know, a lot of people be making money, but for some reason, people end up also losing money. Why do you think most people lose money, even though they're making money?
I want to say lack of information, but that's not necessarily the case because there's some people who are just like naturally pretty good at saving and keeping what they've got. Okay. People are naturally very good at that. So it's a lot of watu wananifikiriaje, like what do people think of me is a big driver. Second is that kind of thing whereby they want to feed their own ego, where they feel like they should be having some kind of like living standards or lifestyle. And it's fine to want nice things. Again, it's not about like, oh, you're not allowed to want nice things, but it's the thing is like, can you afford it or are you rushing it and having it too early in your life? You know, so you might have a case where you want to get something and you might want to wait about like 3 to 6 months or maybe even 3 to 5 years, depending on what the thing is, before you get it. If you want to be able to properly financially afford it and have it and enjoy it and maintain it. Because another thing people don't think about is maintenance costs. Yes, because having that nice car, having that big house, having that like having those things.
What were you trying to say? What did you want to say? You can say it.
Having a very high maintenance, let's call them partner. Or
I knew
multiple
that was,
partners.
Yeah, fine shorty that requires high maintenance.
Not all of them, but for some.
I feel like every woman requires that. And if you don't want to believe that, you're lying to yourself and you're fooling yourself. That's on God, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue or debate that. But yeah, so you have these kind of things that you want to before you're properly able to have them. Yeah. So you're trying to get them too early. So that's the really big issue why people are losing money. They don't have that ability to wait and to plan strategically and think about not how do I get this, but how do I get this and keep this and maintain this forever.
What do you think is the most like biggest mistake you've done in investing? Have you ever had a bad investment?
Yes. Bad investment in the sense that I lost money, but I don't think of it as losing money. I think of it as tuition.
Okay.
Because I tell you can learn by consulting experts and people who can help you.
Yeah.
Or you can learn by making your own mistakes. And mistakes sometimes cost money. So I lost about like 2 million shillings on a certain company, but then that was because I didn't take the time to learn and how to make proper decisions. I was just relying on someone else's recommendations, and I can't fault them because in the long run, they were right. It's just me in the short run, I saw things going badly and I panicked. And I decided to have, instead of like losing money is painful, bro.
You don't have to tell me about that. Everybody knows that. Like literally.
No, but you see, the market is a very special beast, so but you can actually see day by day how much you're losing. So
yeah, a few years ago, I tapped into Forex.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Let's not even dive into that right now. I'm gonna let you finish your story.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So basically, I was a greedy motherfucker. Basically, I was into it because I wanted money.
Okay.
I wanted nothing else but to make money and buy the things I wanted to buy. I wasn't thinking, oh, I want to invest in. I was just thinking, I want to buy a new phone. I want to buy I want to buy this for my apartment. I want to buy that. My dog. I did make a few bucks. A little $500, $700.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? No, it wasn't too shabby.
That's good money here,
But my dog, bro, I started, instead of analyzing the market, I started, like, I'm trying to mimic what I did last time.
Oh, okay.
And one thing about Forex trading, it's never the same. You can use the same strategy only for a long period of time, and then that strategy won't work no more. That's usually the case. So if you use this strategy for like 2 weeks straight, you made money. The next 2 weeks might not guarantee, that strategy won't guarantee you making more money. You know what I mean? So when I didn't know that at the time. I was just using the same strategy and hoping it works.
Okay.
And I kept losing money. And when I lose money, I'm like, it's gonna turn around.
You're gonna make it back.
I'm gonna make it back. Bro, I kept lost it. I never made a buck again for 2 months, bro. I've been not making money at all. Oh, no. I started watching a lot of YouTube, started playing online courses and shit. People giving me like those predictions. They send you indexes and stuff like that. I mean, like, yeah, predictions and stuff. Bro, I was so under pressure. I couldn't sleep well because I literally lost everything. And I didn't want to, and I started putting my own money, my own savings. Then I lost that shit. And then I was like, hands down, I'm done. And yeah, I never touched a market or looked at a Forex market ever again.
Yeah, Forex people are probably yelling at you through the screen right now.
Hey, fuck y'all. I don't care. It traumatized me, bro. It traumatized me, bro.
You didn't learn the
whenever I hear a Forex trader
whatever.
talking, I just like, yo, don't talk to my face, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. And I wonder if I'd sit down with a Forex trader and talk about this. I don't want to be biased though.
No, I do know a couple of profitable ones that.
Bro, man. I still hold a grudge with Forex. Not traders, just the market. I hold a grudge. I still hold a little bit of a grudge.
No, that makes perfect sense because you're a human being. Like,
and I was a teenager at the time.
Oh, so that money goes way further. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because money's not the same. Like if you have like $500 at like 15 versus $500 at 30, those are two different things. Yeah. Okay.
I was a teenager, man. I was just playing around with money, bro. And yeah, I definitely learned a thing or two about how to handle money even now as I'm making money with my career at the moment. I've been learning different strategies on how I can become a better person and how to better manage my money so I can keep my team afloat, I can keep the company afloat, I can keep the production afloat, and other home inquiries afloat as well.
Can I ask you what's, I guess, one sentence of advice that you wish you knew sooner, or you may have heard it before, but you wish you took more seriously sooner?
You don't have to buy it right now.
Okay. Goes back to the thing of waiting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to be the person to solve problems, right? And when I have a problem, I want to solve it right there and then.
Okay.
But my dog, you don't have to solve every problem the minute it comes to you. Sometimes it needs a little bit of marination. And it needs to sit there for a month or so. You know, because you might solve it and it might hurt you and you can't even move on from that. You know, let's say you have a debt of like 10 million. You got 20 million right now, and in 1 month you might make that into 50.
Okay,
but you need the amount you have right now, and if you deplete that in any way or form, you might compromise getting the 50 million you wanted at the end of the month. So instead of paying that debt at the moment, you can wait it out. You could wait it out, and then at the end of the month, you get 50 million. You pay the 10 million, you got 40. Instead of paying the 10 million when you had 20, and now you don't have the 50 million, you have maybe like 30, maybe. You get me? Does that make sense to you?
I understand the point you're making.
Yes.
Although I just hope that people don't misunderstand, because like debt. Oh gosh, I have a bit of a war with debt.
I hate debt. But I personally, right now, I don't have any debts.
Wonderful.
Yes, I hate debts because even my family knows this. Sean hapendi mikopo. Sean fucking hates this shit. They know this, and whenever they tell me, "Oh, Sean," I'm like, "Don't involve me." They know that, but I was just giving debt as an example because it's something relatable to a lot of people. You know what I mean? But I was just trying to find a common ground.
As an example.
As
okay.
an example.
I hear you. Yeah, because like when we come to unpacking debt, I realize that some people are emotionally attached to debt. Like they think that life is not going well until they have debt in some weird or twisted way.
Nah, can't be people like that.
I'm telling you, because
they enjoy having debts.
So the debt is essentially like spending tomorrow's money today. Okay. So rather than saying like, let me wait until tomorrow when I have the money, you're like, no, I want tomorrow's money today, so I borrow it from someone else.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's essentially what that is, and then tomorrow you'll pay them back. Is what they
hopefully. And tomorrow money might not come. You know.
And or it might come and you might spend it
again for something else, and now you're in debt.
It's crazy, and some people. I don't want to like. Okay, some people in a certain profession. Let's phrase it that way. There's certain people who work in a certain industry, in a certain profession, whereby in that workplace, again, because I don't want to call out people. I know it's going to be crazy in the comments if I actually mention who these people are or whatever, but like I have a friend who contacted me and said like, hey, everyone where I work is taking out loans, and is telling me to go take loans. And then they asked me like, Victor, I don't know. What do you think about this? And I told them that, the industry that you work in, it's very common for people to do that. And in many cases, it's not like they're borrowing that money to go do something useful. Like there's even statistics out there that people who take out a large majority of loans are going to go and basically spend and eat that money. It's not in putting into business that pays it back. So there's some people who are emotionally attached to that. Other people who just don't have the ability to wait until tomorrow to get tomorrow's money. So they just borrow and get it. And there's also some people who have debts, but there's like, okay, I could pay this off now. Kind of touching to your example, which is kind of like why I had to say something there, because I had like a recent conversation with someone. Like they say, yes, I could pay this off now, but this money I could go do something else with it.
Yeah.
And if you're a business person, in a sense that you know how to turn 10 into 30. So if you've borrowed 10, you're going to get 30 out of it and then pay that back.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Okay.
By all means. But the problem is that not as many people think they're that person as they actually are. A lot of people are in delusion about, I'm the guy, I can just borrow money and I'll pay it back.
Yeah.
So they wind up getting into crazy debt scenarios. I get some people in my DMs who are like, hey, this is my situation. I have this amount of debt, this amount of this. And then you ask them, like, what's your income? And the debt that they have and the income that they have is like ridiculously, like, how do you get into this much debt with what you make? You know, your debt's up here and your income's like here. So how did you convince someone to cover this gap? I don't know. Yeah. So I have a friend I recommend and send them to him. He specializes in helping people with debt and whatever, but debt in general, you're just going to be way better if you avoid it, even if debt would speed you up in many cases.
Loans, you mean?
Like loans, yes. Loans or debt. And Of course, it's the taking debt when you say, or taking loans when you say that, but like, there's also giving loans to people.
I can see what you're saying.
Do you, well, I don't know, I guess, do you have a habit of lending people money if they ask you for it?
Yeah, if you're really close to me, yes.
Okay, so it depends on.
Yeah, and some people I can trust they'll pay me back. Some people are just like, oh, I'll just give it to you because I can handle just giving you this money in not return. I don't like loaning people, actually. It's one of my things I'm really sensitive about, giving people money. If I give it to you, it's either I know you're going to pay me back or I'm just giving it to you.
Gift.
It's a gift. I'm like, here, just have it. And sometimes if a friend of mine, like, and then the thing is, whenever somebody asks for money, I actually know their situation.
Oh, okay.
You know, they tell me a little bit about the situation, and I know, okay, I'm just going to be supporting you, or I understand you can pay me back. Yeah. And I'm a little bit biased when it comes to gender as well. Yeah,
Which direction?
In the sense, if a woman asked me for money, I would probably wouldn't ask for it back. But if a dude asks me for money, and depends on which dude though.
Okay.
Some people pay me back, some don't. But with most women in my life, yeah, it's usually a gift.
Why do they get that extra grace from you?
Because if you're a woman in my life, that means you're special a little bit to me. Yeah.
But the men in your life are not special in any way.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. You know what I mean. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to deep it like that?
No, I was just trying to figure out like
We're
the
men.
rules around it.
We're men.
So we gotta figure it out.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out. We're men. Shouldn't as a man, like why are you trying to sit there and be like, yo, Sean, let me get this and as a gift? Bro. Now we're not there yet. I'm not saying I won't do that. I'm saying some of my homeboys, I can do that for sure. But if it's somebody we started talking and you see I'm in a good financial place and you feel like you want to loan me, I'll probably say no. But if we're a little bit friends and I know you can pay me back, I might do it. And you have to give me an interval. And if you fuck it up, and if you pay me, you'll never get a loan from me again.
If they don't pay you, I mean.
I mean, if you delay and then you pay me, you're done.
Oh, so if they miss the I'll pay you back by next week, but they pay you 2 weeks from now, it's like you get no more help from
credit is gone. Your credit is gone. Yeah, but I have a soft spots for women, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I do appreciate that you have some rules and structure around it.
I appreciate that.
Because some people have this thing where they would burn themselves to keep someone else warm.
Yeah.
So
I used to be like that as well.
Oh.
I've just like you with stinginess. Oh yeah, me with generousness.
Oh, you're working to rein it back.
Yeah,
okay,
like tone it down. You see, I'm seeing even my system is kind of flawed. I'm favoring women, but I'm working on it.
No, I mean, I was just curious about why, because one habit I wish more people had, like in regards to the finances, is just holding up a mirror to their actions and understand like, why did I do this? You know, so there's various useful questions that you can ask yourself.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite one is like, if nobody could ever see or know that I bought or put money on this thing, would I still buy it, or would I still want to buy it as much? Okay. That's one. And then depending on whether or not you have bad habits, you might ask it the opposite way, where if everybody knew or saw what I was going to spend this amount of money on, would I be comfortable with that?
Okay.
So usually one of those two questions, you'll find that in many cases that, you know what, it's not that I want it because I want it, it's that I want it because I want other people to see that I have it.
Yeah.
And that can wind up saving you a ton of money in the long run. But I do appreciate that you have like a little bit of structure and rules around your giving, your generosity.
Yeah, I come a long way, bro.
Mm.
And sometimes, like, I used to burn myself to keep other people warm, just like you said.
Mm.
And I realize you can be selfish sometimes. It's okay. It's totally okay to put yourself first. It's totally okay to say no, even if you do have it. Sometimes you just have to be selfish. It's not personal. It's just business, you know. What do you think most people a common mistake people make when it comes to like investment?
No, it's just that whole thing of like not doing what you're doing because you can want it too quickly. I think we kind of like covered that with the whole not wanting to wait for certain results. That also applies to like financial success and so on. Not just necessarily having the stuff, but having the money to buy stuff. But it's just like not knowing what you're doing. And another one that's kind of a little more subtle than that is like not knowing the game you're actually playing.
Lack of information.
Like lack of information, honestly, in this day and age is less of an excuse.
Whoa.
It's less of an excuse. Yes, because
So you can have the information but still know how to play the game.
Yes, because okay, give an example. You hear people are making like stock market here has been making waves over the last kind of like 4-ish months, and that's because a lot of companies are doing very well. Okay, or stocks are doing very well, and I corrected myself there because I'm going to explain why. It's that you can have a stock go way up, but the company be absolutely horrible.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you an example. I'm not going to name companies here, but last year, the second best performer in terms of like rising price, I think it was like 242% increase in price for this particular company. I saw that and I'm like, why is everybody putting money into this? What does this company exactly do? And then I looked at the financial statements for the company and I realized that this company had made over 30 billion shillings in losses for quite some time because it's what's called accumulated losses. So this is the money that, this is the total amount of money they'd be losing over a significant period of time. And when I saw that, I understood what game people are playing. My game that I'm playing is that I want to own good companies for a very long time. Okay, which is more like the Warren Buffett type of style game or whatever. But the game that people were buying into this, they were buying, oh, let me buy in because the price is going up and I can sell it to someone else.
Yeah, a lot of people go into it like that.
Yeah, so it's more of a trading type of thing.
Yeah.
So if you, and the thing about traders is like, for example, in your case of like Forex, every trade that you lost, there's someone on the other side who made money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you go in playing that game, you have to make sure you're the guy on the other side.
True that.
And being the guy on the other side usually requires a lot of smarts and a lot of some luck, sure, but like a lot of smarts and deep knowledge on what you're doing. So you have this case of people jumping into the stock market, not knowing the game that they're playing, or they're playing against like you're learning the game of golf and you're going up against Tiger Woods. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
So it's about not knowing the game that they're playing or maybe choosing the wrong games to play.
How long you been coaching for?
Officially or unofficially?
Call it, let's say in general.
In
both.
general. I'm the guy who, when I learn something new and interesting, I tell a lot of people. So a lot of people in my social circle have been hearing me bug them about investing and saving and being smart with their money for close to like 3 years, if not 4 years now.
Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of like doing it online and bullying people to be smarter with their money on the internet, that has been, I started like July last year.
Oh.
So not very long. Not very long. When it comes to doing this to people who are not my friends.
Okay.
My friends kind of hate me for it. And good, because I'm trying. I have this thing whereby I want rich friends. I want rich friends.
Who doesn't though?
No,
Who doesn't though?
I could be a bit mean about this. Okay, I'm saying this half joking, half serious, but my friends are lucky kwamba I don't really get along and hang around the IST kids very well.
What you mean IST kids? You trying to, oh, what?
Yes.
What happened to the IST kids, bro?
Bruh, have you seen tuition for that school, dude?
No. I don't know.
It made national freaking newspaper headlines. They had, I think it was like, 3 years ago, they announced that the tuition for that is like 70-something million.
A year.
A year. And now, if you have the kind of funds to send someone to that school, you kind of at a certain level financially. And I'm like, and the people of that level, they tend to be more financially savvy and financially aware just because of the
77 million.
72. But anyway, big number. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You can split the 5 million difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I tell them, I don't get along with those kids. You guys are all I got. So I might as well make you guys rich.
Yeah. Damn.
Is what I tell them. But
What's the biggest lesson like coaching has taught you?
if you are under the age of, let's say, 35,
Yeah.
and you are watching something like this, meaning that one, you have smartphone and internet connection.
Okay.
Meaning that two, you probably have a very good grasp of the English language.
Okay.
Maybe you might not be great at speaking it, but you can hear it and understand it.
Yeah.
And number three, you have an interest in this sort of thing. You are easily in the luckiest financial situation you can be in. Because I have so many people who are reaching out in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, and every single one is like, I wish I knew this when I was younger. So, and the power of youth, like this is like an example I've seen people throw around, like, for example, of how powerful it would be to young. Like, if Warren Buffett is like, what, 99, I think? Or 94. I keep forgetting him, and I think he's 94, and then Charlie Munger is 99 and he passed away. But he's 94. And if you went up to Warren Buffett and you offered him a deal, like, hey, I want every single penny that you've got except for $1 million that you can keep for yourself. And in exchange, I'm going to make you 50 years younger. He would probably take that deal in a heartbeat. Why? Because when you have the advantage of youth, you have the advantage of time, you have the advantage of energy, and depending on how young you are, you have the advantage of having very few responsibilities.
Yeah.
So when this information comes at a time like that in your life, where you're single, in many cases, single at least in the sense that you don't have a spouse and kids, you have, your parents are probably young enough that they don't need, they're probably still working themselves and supporting themselves.
Yeah.
Fortunately, maybe your other siblings and so on kind of like can be managed by your parents, or maybe an only child or whatever the case.
Yeah.
You have very few people who are depending on you, financially speaking. So when you combine that opportunity, when you combine the chance to make a good income with the opportunities that are available on the internet, okay, and this time right now where information about this stuff is everywhere and you can buy into things for very, very like small amounts of money, you have such a huge financial opportunity ahead of you that I wish more people really, really, really understood. And so if you're under 35, please don't waste that. You have a gift that billionaires would literally pay almost all their money for just to get. So, yeah.
Damn. Have you ever been a victim of greed?
Sometimes.
How do you manage it? Like, how do you battle greed?
By being paranoid? No, okay. Let me unpack that a little bit. Like, I've had this. Like I said, I'm stingy. I'm working on it, and this thing of like not having much. So when I get into a situation where like things are going very, very well financially, I save and invest a ton of my money. Like if I had to give it a percentage, usually around 50 to 60%.
Okay.
Aiming for like 80 to 85%
Okay.
of my income to kind of like save and put aside. That means like denying myself a
Really?
whole lot of things. That's not
You're aiming 85%, 80 to 85% of your
Yes.
money to saving.
to save and invest. Yes.
Save and invest.
The reason being is that when you understand that life will throw unexpected things your way, and unexpected things your way, one of the things I've realized, no one is too big to fall.
No one is too big to fall.
No one is too big to fall.
Okay.
So no matter how well off you're doing,
Yeah.
there are, you could say you're 3 decisions. It could be your own decision. It could be someone else's decision. You're probably 3 decisions from going back to broke.
Dish. That's a tough spoon to swallow.
Like it's true, because there's stories out there of people who, like I have among my friends that we had like a get together and kind of just spoke about like financial traumas and so on. And then one person out of the group of like 11 or 14 people, 3 people stood up and said that either them, their parents, or they've seen someone else's parent, like a relatives, their uncles or aunts or whatever, go from this situation by they were doing so well financially. And then something happened, whether it's in the politics, whether it's in the economy, whether it's whatever, and they never financially recovered from that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that there's I found out recently, like there's research outside of the country, but when it comes to money, we're all, there's no black, white, or Chinese. Money's money, right? So they found out that in general, high earners who lose their incomes don't tend to recover.
Damn.
So when you hear stats like that, and you are a paranoid person and you realize that you have a good opportunity in front of you, such that whatever money you get, it's not about, oh, let me go spend it here, let me go put it there, let me go get it out of your pockets. You want to keep as much as possible. So that kind of helps limit greed quite a bit.
Damn.
Be paranoid. Understand that nothing good lasts forever.
True.
Nobody is too big to fall.
Absolutely.
So, and when I say nobody, there's people who are smarter, who are hardworking, who are luckier, and they still fail. And that's super true for like me and the people in my life that I've seen.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I think we talked.
We talked about it.
Right. Okay. I don't know if you had but okay. So when you have that really tones down the greed side of things, and you become greedy not in the sense of getting more. You become greedy in the sense of keeping what you have.
You gotta cherish what you have.
Of course.
People usually forget what they're worth until you lose your worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's very painful. It's very painful.
What you said earlier about usually when people who are at a really good financial state, when they lose their money, they tend not to recover. That's a statistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Is it that your mind is already fucked up, or is it just what causes that?
No,
in your perspective.
Okay, so when you become very good at making money,
Yeah.
you are usually very good at making money under certain circumstances. I'll give you a very simple example. You might have, and this is something like a lot of events people will relate to. You can be very good at events, like wonderful in terms of its decorating, whether that's venues, whether it's whatever. You can be like at top of your game. But then a little thing called COVID-19 comes around.
Yeah.
And there's lockdowns across the entire country. Now, if you are not someone who, because if you're used to getting it a lot, you get it how you spend it.
Yeah.
You spend it how you get it. But then something happens, everything's locked down. No. You have a lot of money, sure, but you're used to the money leaving as fast as it comes in. So when the money stops coming in and you still got the same things going out, you still got the same employees, you still got the same expenses, you still got the same like kind of lifestyle you want to maintain. Sure, you can't go outside, but a lot of stuff that you still have ongoing costs for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And a lot of businesses in that point suffered, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple that never recovered, because I even remember there were lots of foreclosed homes, which in the case of the bank is selling someone's home because they couldn't make the loan back. And if someone comes and buys that house, do you think you're going to be able to make enough to buy it back from them? Probably not. So this whole thing of when you do have a good income, keep your like the rule of thumb, like the one little snippet to kind of like sum this up is like keep your lifestyle 2 or 3 steps behind your income.
Okay, true.
And then you kind of sort that out, because once you invest and put that stuff working, you can replace human capital. Because oh gosh, I like to have this exercise where I tell people to do some math about figuring out how much it costs to replace their salary, their income, their monthly spend. And human capital is very expensive. Like chances are for every 1 million shillings a month, that comes up to 1 million times that is 12. 12 divided by... Yeah, so the human capital to make 1 million shillings a month is about around 500 million shillings. So that's how much money it takes working to replace or match a salary of like 1 million shillings per month. So if you have a situation where you're making very, very good money, save, keep your lifestyle humble, put a ton of that money away, and then once you have that like 500 million or whatever invested, replacing that income,
You can live.
you're good to go basically.
Do you feel like the fear of losing money is healthy or destructive
Depends on where you're at.
in your life, right?
Because fear of losing money is helpful when it comes to building up the capital. But once you've already built up your billions of shillings or a couple millions of dollars
You
or
don't have
whatever
that
it is,
anymore.
you still do, because you got to that amount of money by having the identity of I am a saver. I am trying to get away from poverty. But then once you're already there, your challenge is then learning how to enjoy your money. If you're that kind of person. A lot of people don't have a challenge learning how to enjoy their money. They're already very good at that. They have to learn how to cut it back and hold it back.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
things change depending on the stages of your life. Like as you get older, as you go through life, your priorities naturally should change. I'd be very worried if someone who has been in a certain kind of mode is still in that same mode about 10 or 15 years later. And we can kind of go into like what your priorities every decade should be.
Speaking of life, do you feel like you're a spiritual person?
I am not spiritual. I am not religious.
Do you think like spirituality and religion might affect your money?
It can be exploited.
Elaborate.
I think it's basically a meme at this point about like how mega churches and like
Drewski's skit.
Drewski's skit and that. And then there's that, and then like you can see a lot of that similar vibe as well in like notably like Nigerian kind of thing. I don't know how prevalent it is here, but because some of these people are just seeing an opportunity to misuse the gospel, because I'm not gonna think that's what the actual scripture says, but like probably misusing it.
Yeah.
And when you're someone who takes something to heart, you've been raised in a Christian household, I can't speak for Islam. I don't think they have this particular challenge, but you've been growing up in a Christian household. You've been taken to church every single day. Your parents are kind of like pray together and all sorts of stuff. So it's very, very deep in you. And someone comes along and says, oh, for you to go to heaven, for you to prosper, for you to have heaven's riches here on earth, you need to basically donate a ton of money to the church. It can be exploited, although I do, because there's a couple of like financial educators I listen to speak about money in a Christian perspective and a Jewish perspective as well. And in regards to those two specific religions, there's a lot of good thoughts and input there. And it also talks about certain realities that are just like human beings. Human beings, society changes, technology changes, but human beings are still human beings.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff that's in there is still kind of like relevant to today, and even some kind of like economic concepts borrow their names from things that happen in the Bible.
So you don't believe in any kind of higher power type vibe?
No, I believe that we're here.
So you're an atheist?
That's the word, I suppose, yes.
You don't like it?
No, it's people hear that and get like, oh gosh. They're like, first of all, the first thing is confusion. It's like, what?
You don't believe? Are you even Tanzanian?
And then when they actually understand and process what you're saying, it's like you become like the Antichrist in a way. I'm like, bro, I just don't have the same beliefs as you. That doesn't necessarily mean
make you evil.
That doesn't make you evil. That doesn't make me evil. That doesn't necessarily mean that any of us is right or wrong, right? Because people think that, oh, you're an atheist, and they take that as an attack on their beliefs. No, like believe what you want. I don't care either way, and that kind of like extends to other things. Like I don't judge people, and some people are gonna take this. When I say I don't judge people. I'm going somewhere with this. When I say I don't judge people, I mean it in the sense I don't judge you where you're at financially. I don't judge where you are socially. I don't judge if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're homosexual, if you're like I don't judge none of that. But there's some religious people who I don't have religion. Oh, automatically I'm like an enemy. Or someone else
I hate that
is not straight or whatever, they're automatically an enemy. I'm like, wait, who's being taught to not judge exactly?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's anyway, it's a whole I expect a lot of comments on this one.
No, you'd be surprised how like some Christians, in my experience, or like even Muslims, they tell you that, oh, you're in the wrong, or you're doing this wrong. You might not go to heaven. People would come to you and tell you that. Or just because you pray more than me doesn't make you like guaranteed to go to heaven.
Like my stance, I don't know what happens after this.
Me too.
So I'm more focused on
not the now.
On who am I here in today?
What got you not to believe in religion though? For
when I was younger, a friend of mine lost their parent from a terminal illness. And I was like, why would, if there is a higher power, okay, and this higher power is supposed to be kind and loving to us, why would this higher power permit this specific person that I saw lose a parent in a very, very painful, long, and drawn out way? So I was like, it set a whole journey and so on, and like kind of like the conclusion that I personally came to that was that we're all here. We don't know how or why we're here. I mean, science is kind of like filling in some gaps or whatever, but science doesn't claim to know everything. So all we got is what we got here. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's like a freaking nightmare because, you know, you can, like, how can you tell someone who is growing up in, like, for example, for a war-torn region that this higher power loves you? And they basically, like a 5, 6, 7-year-old child, that their house got bombed and their parents died and they're roaming on the streets hungry and homeless. And you're like, this person, this higher power that's in control of everything, like, loves you. And if they look like, what definition of love does that teach that person? You know, so I'm like, you know what? You guys, you can believe in what you believe in. I'm just saying, if you want to know why that person's in that situation, it's just because a couple messed up people made a decision, and it's not necessarily that they're going to suffer consequences for it, because bad people get away with doing things all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just because there's no universe police to kind of catch them. That's just because what we got is what we got, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. You
know, when it comes to religion and spirituality, I feel like I always say this on the pod, and I always tell people that just do you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what Victor believes, what I believe, or what you even believe doesn't need to affect everybody around you. It needs to affect you.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to affect people with what you believe in and try to like jab it down their throat that you're right in what you believe in, you're the one who's going against what you believe in. Because I don't believe the Bible teaches somebody to like jab that through their throat that this is the savior, or this is what. I don't know about Muslims in that sense, or what the Quran says, but I can say I'm like active religious. I'm just like, I believe in God. I believe in the higher power. I feel like it's a baseline I'm willing to accept. And I was raised in a Christian household. I don't know any better. Do I like questioning stuff sometimes? Yeah, but to question stuff, you need to have time to question. Questioning if there's a higher power or not is tough. Do you have the time and money to do research to prove yourself wrong, or to prove that what you're saying is right? And personally, I don't have the time and I don't have the leverage of doing all that. So I don't know if I'm saying I'm lazy, but I feel like I'm saying I just want to keep doing what I've been doing since I was a kid. And I want to believe in God because it gives me a sense of peace. I like believing in God because I feel like it's having a fear of God is helpful even in raising kids, for them not to sin or do all that stuff. If you have kids who are raised up not believing in God, bro, they're active in being stubborn, bro. They don't have that moral compass. I'm not saying all of them are like that. No, I'm just saying it's harder to raise kids in the sense without the presence of or having that mentality of God, heaven and hell type vibe. It's usually tough.
I mean, I'm not a parent, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just come across a couple of people who have not been raised in a Christian household or not been raised in a Muslim religion. So you'd see them having more like no moral compass. They'll say anything. And in this world of today, we live in societies, right? You can't be just saying anything. You know, come on. You're not in. I don't know about everybody else wherever you are in the world, but if you live in Tanzania, we move in community base. So I'm not saying don't care what people say about you. I'm just saying just watch your mouth, or watch how you live. Watch what you say, because you don't live alone here. It's not like you can live like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you're surrounded by other people, and
exactly.
That has to some degree
affect how you move, because it's a side move. You never know who you're gonna need at the end of the day. If you go out bashing everybody, cursing everybody out, or just disrespecting everybody, believe what you believe. Respect people. Move accordingly. Don't be dumb. You get me? Yeah. It's just that's what I believe in. So in the sense, I don't go to church a lot, but I do like helping. I do like donating to places I want to donate. I do like supporting people I love. You know, go about that life that way. I just believe being a good person takes you a long way. Which in that sense, you might disagree, but good varies to how you were raised. Some people believe killing is good out there in the Amazon jungle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, basing on how you were raised, just analyze what's good to you or not. I'm not saying everything I do is good, everything you do is good. No. We're not perfect. But I just feel like we should just move accordingly. That's it.
What caused that switch from... Because it seems like you, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you went from being religious in the full sense to being more spiritual in the being a spiritual Christian person, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what caused that switch from being religious to being this?
Well, basically, what happened is the church I was praying to basically was getting controversial. Things weren't making sense. The toxic mindset that they were building to the worshipers, and to me, it was like, okay, why are you telling me I'm gonna make money and I'm not making money? Why are you telling me to give you all my money and I'm not making nothing? Why are you telling me, oh, this year it's going to be different or that year is going to be different? And I'm still not doing anything. I'm not saying if you say that it has to happen, but don't make it like, don't make me commit to just coming to church without me working. Because in some churches, they would make you just commit to the church rather than commit to your grind. You get me? And that when that happens, it makes you want to just give everything you have to the church. Go spend your time at the church. And yeah. So when I started noticing that, and some of my brothers as well were diverging from the church, and I was like, I was like, bro, think, look at what is happening. Do you feel like you want to have this mindset right now? So yeah, I call it toxic hope. You're feeding me toxic hope. And I'm not saying some people don't need it. Some people do need that. But it wasn't for me. So I took myself out of the equation. Rather than trying to take everybody with me, no, I just took myself out.
Oh, made that like a personal choice rather than a mission for everybody else.
Yeah, I made the personal decision to just think about myself and what mindset I need to have to move on. So ever since I did that, bro, I've been at peace. I've been the happiest, I can say. I'm not troubled by guilt of not going to church. Because as a Christian, you'd get that guilt, bro, if you miss a Sunday. Oh my God, I didn't go to church. You start feeling like you're about to burn, bro. I don't have that no more. Okay. And it's such a good feeling not to just not feel that guilt. And, I'm just chilled. I do what I need to do. I show up when I need to show up. I just living life and being grateful. Thanking God. And I do pray. I do pray in my own way. So yeah, I think that's, in a nutshell, can explain my transition.
And out of curiosity, is there anything that would cause you to go back?
Meeting the love of my life.
Oh.
It might change. I might change.
So, okay. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
If the love of your life is a Muslim person, would you convert?
Probably not, because that's going to bring a lot of drama in the family. And I don't want that.
I mean, you've already gone through religious drama as is. So
yeah, but that's a big drama, though. That's a big drama. I don't think I'm ready at the point. I don't know about the future. I might convert to Muslim. I don't know if I would. But as of now, I don't think I would ever convert. But I'm thinking in the future, if the reason is strong enough, you never know. I'm not saying I might. I'm not saying I'm not.
So the door is open.
The door is not open. It's slightly, you can peek through. You can like, you know what I mean? There's something in there. But it's not open. You can peek through like a wall a rat made or some shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a hole, I mean.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like this is why I always tell people, like, in my case, a woman is going to change me eventually.
You know that for a fact, and you're waiting for it to happen.
And I'm waiting for it to happen. Because I know I'm going to be a better, like, Sean times 10.
Okay.
For sure.
I have a question to that.
Yeah. About the love life and shit?
No, it's not necessarily in that direction, but you said, like, the right person is going to come by and make you, like, Sean times 10.
Yeah.
And I do understand the influence that a partner has on someone's life.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like, that's a very strong thing. But then why is it times 10 and rather than not times 2 or times 3?
Because
I feel like you're
being
really...
in tune with your emotions, man,
Uh-huh.
is necessary in becoming very successful.
Okay.
I've ever seen like somebody who's really big with no family.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They all have somebody in their life. At some point, maybe they had or they divorced or some shit like that. Because you've seen cases where rich people get divorces and stuff like that.
It
happens.
Mm.
But I'm saying, like, having a woman by your side just completes you. And I believe that, bro. Like, you cannot tell me shit about that. And why do I believe that? Because I know myself.
No, like my like let me rephrase what I'm talking about. Okay, it's not the case of like, will this person make you better just by sheer fact of the closeness to them? Yes, in an ideal situation.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who could just pull the toxic side out of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the thing is like, why? My question is like, why would you put to me what feels like such a big number on it? Because
like times 10?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's times 2. I don't know. I just put them 10 because like it's an easy number 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
I thought like,
wait, damn, it's not that deep.
Does he need a woman to unlock his potential?
No, I don't need a woman to unlock my potential.
Okay.
I need a woman to complete me.
I
feel like I can be a very potential person without a woman in my life. Absolutely. But I'm just saying it would feel really nice to have one.
Okay. No, I get you. I was just kind of like wanted to.
Don't worry, I'm good. I'm not in a delusional world.
No. It's not about being delusional. It's not about being delusional. It's just like trying to unpack and figure out where that is. Because it's not so much like what people think that is like, oh, wait, you think that way? I'm just curious, like, why? How come? Where does that come from? Like, you might, best case scenario, it's like, oh, wait, you learned something about yourself, or you're like, oh, wait, I thought this was my initial instinct, I would be this much. 10 being like an example number. And then you think about why you think that would make that big of a difference. It would make a difference, sure, but like times 10 versus why not times 2 or times 3. But you've already said it's not that deep, that's fine. I just want to encourage people, like even people who are watching, like if you think or you feel a certain way, don't be so quick to feel like if it's right or wrong. Just ask yourself, where does it come from? To tie back in like finances, if you have someone who has a habit of like spending money on some sort of thing, like where does that come from? I can give a personal example. In my case, what I really enjoy going to, I wouldn't say upscale, but like on the higher side of things in terms of like restaurants. And I know exactly why.
Why?
I can tell you exactly why. It's because I used to work as a photographer, and as a photographer, I did not make much money. I'm just gonna put the fault on me. I just didn't make much money, and then it kind of bugged me how I would go to photograph events and photograph people in these nice places that I couldn't afford to go as a guest. I'm always there as staff. I'm not there as a guest.
Yeah.
And that bugged the heck out of me. And I remember like really one of the first times that I made it as a certain, I'm just going to say it's a certain Jamaican restaurant that I vividly remember going to do to take photograph of someone's baby shower. Okay. And I was just so blown away because I felt like they booked it was just them, the entire restaurant. So I'm like, you guys booked the entire restaurant for a freaking baby shower. And I was like, wow, I was so impressed by it. And then one day I just decided to go there like later on, like I've already done some of my savings, worked to my income and that sort of stuff. And I went to that restaurant just by myself to sit and have a meal. And I vividly remember that because I realized I went from being behind the camera or staff at these places, and I'm here as a guest.
It's a good feeling.
So that's why I enjoy that, because it kind of reminds me of like, this is progress, this is where we're moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people have like some kind of spending that, in that case, I call that a positive reason. I consider that a positive reason.
Yeah.
Some people have this thing whereby they come from a position of lack. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to this place, or I don't want to do this because of X, Y, Z, or whatever kind of thing. Like they feel like they're too good for that. Whereas I'm kind of thinking like, sure, I want to prefer those places, but if you want to go to eat somewhere like more local and friendly, or whatever, I'm cool and down for that. You know. So just that thing of like, why? Where is it coming from? You know.
I got a question when it comes to
Very
like markets and like stocks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we talked earlier, you said you used to think like abroad markets used to be the shit, but apparently they're not the shit because they don't favor you when you're here, but local markets are the shit. So explain that again to me and to my lovely audience. And to my 9-to-5 warriors. Because they be searching about this shit.
Okay.
Yeah, please explain.
So this all started with a social media post
Okay.
I made, whereby I was telling people that basically the message of the post is that don't be in such a rush to invest abroad because, hey, na vitu vizuri nyumbani, right?
Okay.
And the proof that I showed of that was like the gains that I made in my portfolio over 2025 versus like the US index of that. And the people that reached out from that post, my gosh, I had people from outside of the country calling me and wanting to invest here. People wanting to invest here sums of money. Like, hey, I got like 200,000, 500,000, $1 million. I want to invest in the local thing. Can you help me, kind of thing? And where does that come from?
Yeah.
I personally used to invest outside of the country. Okay. Because worked remotely, got paid outside of the country, invested it like right then and there. Because if I'm being paid in like USD, might as well invest in USD markets is my logic.
Yeah.
Not knowing what was going on
In
over
Tanzania.
here. Over here, you have multiple benefits. But let me first start by saying, in the US, if you are someone who can find the next NVIDIA being the company that's at the center of this AI boom, and their stock did like crazy over this last kind of like 3-5 years. If you can find the next NVIDIA, if you can find the next like Apple, you can find the next Netflix, you can find the next Microsoft or whatever, you are smart enough or lucky enough that what I say doesn't matter. Because in terms of a stock going like 3,000% or 5,000% or whatever crazy number of years, yes, you can get that in the US. I'm not going to delude people and say you can make that kind of money. You're not going to make crypto-style gains in the Tanzania markets, right? However, the one advantage that you do, well, the many advantages that you do have over here, which people who are kind of putting the money they don't think about. Number one, taxes are in your favor. US has capital gains taxes, which is taxes on, if you buy something for 100 shillings, you sell it for 300, that 200 thing is your profit called capital gains. They tax that in the US. Over here on the public stock markets, it's zero. You don't pay no taxes on it. When it comes to dividends in the US, it's counted as income, so there's its own tax rate if you're like a diaspora there, but if you're also like a local Tanzanian investing abroad, you are charged a 30% tax on your dividends. And even the dividends themselves, for many of these companies, if a US company pays more than like 3 or 4% dividend, meaning that if you buy a stock for $100, you can expect a dividend of like $3 or $4, that's usually a red flag, because they're like, why are you giving away so much money rather than putting it back to the business?
Yeah.
That's one. Two is that $3 or $4 that you get is taxed at 30%.
Okay.
Whereas over here, you can have a company that has a better dividend yield, whereby for every 100 shillings you put into it, you might be able to get like 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, even 15 in some cases as a dividend back.
Yeah.
And those dividends, you're only charged a 5% tax.
Okay.
So you have that, and you have this number one thing that people like mess up. In the US, again, as I said, if you can find the next NVIDIA, you can find the next Microsoft, you can find the next big company, good on you.
Okay.
But you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. And to be specific, you're trying to find maybe 3 or 5 needles in a haystack of like 4,000 plus companies. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can do that, hats off to you. Just know that you're competing from people who are these like Morgan Stanley, JB Morgan, whatever, people who they pay $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month subscriptions just to get data about the market seconds faster than other people. These people are spending, my gosh, there's funds that have like PhD researchers in physics who are taking those brains and try to figure out how to outperform the market. That's your competition over there. So whatever opportunity you can find, chances are someone has already seen it a long time ago, and you're gonna be in the same case like you were like when you're doing the forex trading, you're on the losing side, someone's on the winning side. Chances are you as an individual investor, especially if you're in Tanzania, or even just a regular person in the US who's a diaspora, you're gonna be on the losing side of that. Okay. Chances are. Whereas over here, we have 28 companies. 4,000 versus 28.
Yeah.
Do you see your odds of finding needles in a haystack of 28 companies versus 4,000? How that is?
Yeah.
And then over here, again, the gains won't be as great as the next like Nvidia, but the gains that you can get from picking here are much higher than you would from the index, which is what people say in the US to buy anyway.
Yeah.
So it's easier to make better picks that perform better here in the country with favorable tax conditions. It's harder to find rarer picks. You'll have a ton of competition in the US because you got these like kids being taken out of like Harvard and being paid like $500,000 salaries to go and find a 2% advantage over the market.
Oh my gosh.
And the taxes are pretty high on what you'd be paying, especially if you're doing this as a non-resident. If you're a U.S. citizen, I don't know what that's like, but I looked at it from the perspective of that. And then there's also the issue of like price, bro. Like a U.S. stock. We have over here a stock is expensive. If it's like 15,000 shillings or 10,000 shillings per share. And then like people say that that's crazy expensive. I'm like, that's so cute. Because if you look at the U.S., Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, the price per share, last I heard, is like $700,000 for one.
$700,000
for one. So that one share of that company, 2 shares of that company is more expensive than pretty much almost any house in Masaki, bro. And so if you're thinking like, oh, what we got here is like, it's too expensive, it's unaffordable, it's like you guys don't know what the situation is here versus out there to make that decision. So if you're someone who plans to live here, and there's those people who probably right now are typing, oh yeah, but the risk and volatility, bro, Tanzania is not a safe country or whatever. If this is your country and you're going to call it home, and you're going to be here anyway, might as well profit from it. If you're going to be in the U.S. and you're going to stay in the U.S. for the rest of your life, invest there.
Is it that the bigger the share, the bigger the share cost to buy the share, right? Mm-hmm. Is it the bigger it is, the guarantee you get your money back?
Share price tells you nothing but how bad people want that company.
Ooh.
It doesn't tell you if it's a good business. It doesn't tell you it's a bad business. It just tells you how much people are willing to pay for it. And in the same way that I'm pretty sure many people can relate, you pay a lot of money for something and then it just doesn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stock market is the same thing.
The thing about when you pay a lot of money for something, mm-hmm. it makes you like this is good. Mm-hmm. A lot of money means it's good, mm-hmm. but it might not necessarily be the case, which is sad.
So the price tells you nothing, and we're actually in a very strange time right now as we're kind of like recording this, whereby there's a certain company where if you know what to look for and you look at the actual value of what you're getting, a stock that's almost 12,000 shillings is somehow cheaper than a stock that's about 2,500 or so.
Damn.
So price tells you nothing about a company. You got to know how to look at the books and the numbers to actually figure that stuff out.
What is something you can say you would tell like beginners who want to start stocks and shares? What is something they should pay more mind to or focus on?
It's this saying of, I think it's like from Warren Buffett, price is what you pay,
You
value
really
is
love
what
that
you
nigga,
get.
huh?
He's the wealthiest investor in the freaking world. How would I not reference him? Okay, it's like talking about basketball, not mentioning Michael Jordan or LeBron. Like, how are you?
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know? So it's price is what you pay, value is what you get. So learn to look for value
Okay.
in what you're buying. That's a learning curve. It takes some time. It's a process. So it's kind of one of those things whereby I get so many people like, oh, this guy's a scam. He's wanting to charge you money, all this sort of stuff. I'm like, okay, go learn for free. I went through that learning curve, and I spent about like 14 million shillings personally in various different trainings and so on to kind of learn. And
Whoa!
And
You spent 14 million to learn?
over the course of the last like 4 years or so, yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So let me give the full scope. 14 million shillings in like whether it's paid money or even losses in the markets and so on. There's a whole lot of hours in conversations with people, a lot of my own study as well as like going over Excel sheets, reports, and documents, and all this sort of stuff. And I am always the kind of person where if I see something interesting, I think I can learn from it, I'm still paying. So that 14 million is what I calculated like, last year in, I want to say October or something? So it's probably like a little bit higher now. But that's what it took for me to know all this kind of stuff right now. So
14 million.
I can make the decisions that I make and see the returns that I'm getting. So if you're someone who is new and you're seeing, oh, Victor's saying pay 60,000 shillings to enter its community, it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, go learn on your own and see what price it is.
How can people reach out to you, bro, if they want to learn these things?
Social media. Wi-Fi Money TZ, spelled as WIFI.
Wi-Fi Money? What?
Yeah.
I've seen that and I actually forgot about it until now. What is that with the name? Wi-Fi Money. What's up with that?
So, like, let me finish spelling it, then we'll get back to. So, Wi-Fi, WIFI, Money, MONEY, TZ, all one word. And that came up because initially my pitch was, okay, I have a bit of a marketing background. Mm-hmm. And so as part of marketing, you always want to come up with a name that kind of like implies a benefit or that connects you to the outcome that you want.
Okay.
So that's why you might have a cleaning product and it's named Mr. Clean. You know, so like it says what it does on the thing and it has like a person to it. So Wi-Fi Money, the idea is that I help people figure out how to work remotely. And with the money that they're making from working remotely, they can invest that into the markets.
Passive income?
No, from active remote work.
Okay.
Although when I started that page, I chose that name. And the funny thing is that the page picked up before I could change it.
You don't like it?
No, not that I don't like it. It's just that the original intention behind that name was that you work remotely, you make money, you invest it.
Yeah.
So Wi-Fi Money. But then AI kind of like changed the remote work and kind of like hit me finally, like late last year. And then I realized, oh shoot, this whole AI and ChatGPT thing and the state of the US economy and so on is kind of like, if I can't break into it and figure that out, and I've got like 5 years of experience, and whenever trying to work remotely online, someone new, why would I teach someone new to go into and fight that hellhole, fight that hell march? So that side of content, I stopped doing it. I still get some people like, hey, can you teach me remote work? I'm like, I send you to someone else who still discusses that, and he's managed to figure out AI. I have not. But I'm not going to teach something that I have not managed myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but then the name kicked off, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm stuck with that now.
Wi-Fi Money.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna put your details in the description as well. People are gonna be able to tap into it.
Thank
so
you.
I want to play a game with you.
Let's go.
So this game, the sole purpose of this game is to get to know your TZ side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give you like scenarios, statements, and you tell me what would you do as a Tanzanian.
Like, what would do as a Tanzanian, not as Victor, but as a Tanzanian person, right?
Victor, Tanzanian. You're Tanzanian.
Yeah, I'm Tanzanian.
Don't generalize. I'm talking personalize it to you.
Oh, okay.
Does food taste better when you eat it with your hands or utensil?
Hands, bro. There's just something about
Tanzanian food with hands.
yeah.
I did this on my page. You guys should check it out as well.
Oh, okay. Wait, so
I've done this. Now I'm doing it with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Your go-to TZ slang.
I don't know if I have one.
You don't have a TZ slang?
No, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of an uptight person. It's a known thing, and people have said about it, and so I speak very.
Little Swahili?
Najua Kiswahili ndio. But I speak very formally. I don't use. Well, I guess. Oh, okay. I can answer this. Like sasampa. That's the one.
What? Sasampa is new, bro.
Yes, and I used it a ton because.
How do you use sasampa, bro? How do you use it?
No, una sasampa kuweka sokoni. Okay, so it's like basically you got money, you got una mzigo, una pesa.
I know what sasampa means,
Yeah,
but
so-
I wouldn't look at you and think you say something.
No, it's in WhatsApp chats usually.
Oh,
Yeah. So I don't use it regular. I speak very I don't know, formal, but
okay,
yeah.
Your go-to TZ local snack.
Oh, that changes. For the last about 4-ish months, it's been korosho. Does that count?
Korosho. Yeah.
Yeah, korosho. There's this one.
But is that Tanzanian for real?
No, I mean like if you can call karanga Tanzanian, I guess suppose korosho can also count.
Okay, maybe.
I mean, maybe call it like a
Maybe.
little bit more expensive version,
Like,
like
let-
bougie version. But I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay, maybe.
But something else, kalmati.
Karamati.
Would that count?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had that one.
You never had it?
How does it?
Well, it's kind of like. Well, I don't know how they make it, but it's kind of like an andazi kind of type thing.
Karamati. Does it have meat?
No,
Karamati. Is it sweet?
we'll get you.
No, I know the name. The name is familiar though. Karamati.
Yeah, don't ask me how they make it.
Give me the details of it.
Don't ask me how they make it, but
No,
it's
no,
like
the details.
basically like
Like an andazi.
like an andazi, like a softer, fluffier, a
With
little
sprinkles
more
around
greasy. No. It's because mandazi are like shaped. This one's like more like you have a thing and you just pour it into the. I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know how it's made, but we can figure that out later.
Yeah, later on. Karamati. Okay, sounds familiar though, for real. Okay. What sound instantly takes you back to your childhood in TZ?
I guess you could say the sound of a car honking on a gate.
Your dad is home.
Yeah. So, 'cause-
Yeah.
and that always was a stressful time because like you're not supposed to be watching TV,
Yeah,
so you turn
yeah,
off
yeah.
TV, you
Or-
run, you want to.
For me, is when my dad starts, like, let's say we used to play in the neighborhood, right? And then you see the car coming in. Then you start running, hoping he didn't see you. So, oh shit, it's dad. You run home, bro. Cause like, ain't no way dad is coming home and you're not home, bro.
Yeah.
That's so Tanzanian for real. Whoa.
Like to this day,
I feel like everybody feared their dad growing up.
in Tanzanian households, yes.
Yes, in Tanzanian household. Yeah.
Kuchapwa ilikuwa kitu cha kawaida sana.
Yeah, corporal punishment.
Yeah.
Do you think people should like normalize that?
It depends on the child. Because I have a nephew who's being raised without it.
Oh.
And his parents intentionally decided to like not
Not do
do
it.
that. And I guess that's because at some point they tried it and it didn't work out very well. He responded very negatively to it. But if you talk to him and you kind of explain things, he gets it.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas some people might be a little bit
How old is he?
hard-headed. He's 13
Oh, he's a teenager.
now, but like
Yeah.
he's
But okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that's gonna hold through his teenage years. I'll be honest, but but
Let's
so
see.
far,
Let's see. So far so good.
so far so good. They've
Would you
never
practice
needed
corporal
to.
punishment with your kid? Do you even plan to have kids, bro?
I do. The number changes depending on how financially confident I am.
Of kids.
Because so I'm thinking like minimum 2, and if money's not a concern, probably go up to 6.
Damn, you fur animal, bro. Damn. Eesh, 6 kids.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, why not?
Because if you got like, it's all about like the money part of it. Because like even for when my parents were having us, the planning around was mostly financial, and they kind of stopped. They had 3. They saw things were going financially well, and then I came along as the fourth, the last one. Yeah. And
you're last born, huh?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that might explain some of the stinginess that I'm learning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Mostly because I think we have, again, like I said, like us being born at a very fortunate time.
Yeah.
There's books on parenting and whatnot. I've even seen like these days on Instagram, there's people who are teaching like parenting classes, like psychologists and so on here in this country. So I have a feeling that people resorted to caning because it was a very fast solution to a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you do, because think about you're busy, you got a lot of things going on, you're stressed about this, and then the kid comes and start acting up. You're like, you know what? Like, you just, and then you're gonna like sort that out in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you go on. Whereas having the more thing of talking, like I see from the example of my nephew, like his parents spend a lot more time talking to him, and some of these talks can be like 30, 45 minutes to an hour.
Damn.
To kind of like really get a message through. So if you don't have 30, 45 minutes an hour, you're not gonna do that. And if you don't have as well as access to all the YouTube videos, all the psychology stuff, all the books out there and stuff, like I don't think I'll become that parent. But at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that I have kids who are responsive to the talking side. Because if they're not, I'm just not gonna be the one who's gonna who's gonna let my kid get. If that's what they need, that's what they need. Depending
You're
on the
gonna whoop it.
It'll hurt. It'll hurt me. It'll hurt me more than it hurts them, as the saying goes. But
Hey gang, don't go anywhere just yet. We still got more of the No Trolling podcast coming out.
We're back from a little short break. We apologize if we're taking too much of your time. I love you, audience. Today we have a yapper in the house. And we're actually talking some like good shit because like I did promise you guys for some like juice and knowledge about different things, right? And we aim to learn a bunch of stuff this year, man. And through me learning, you learn. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to learn about finance and shit. Here we are with Victor. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you. And hopefully you've subscribed because I need that subscribe. When you subscribe, you push me to make better content. And if you want to support and love this show, and to see it grow, please support us, but just subscribing. It's totally, completely free. The easiest way to support the podcast. And you can also follow us on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Okay, also, one last thing. You're wondering where we are right now. We're at the studio. The studio is called Pentagon Rentals. If you're a podcaster like myself, you're a person who's creative, I can say. This place provides you with everything you can need to pursue creativity. Literally. All you need is your juice, your creative mind, the equipment, spaces. You can link up with creatives down here when you pull up. You might meet up with me even. But yeah, it's a good place to be at if you want to like thrive in creativity and content. So yeah, tap in. Content. Oh, Pentagon Rentals actually. So yeah, that was a little bit of song, a little song.
Okay.
What are you smiling about, bro?
I'm watching a master at his craft.
Wow, a master is crazy, dog.
What?
A master, really?
You've been doing this for 3 years, have you not?
Yes. I don't consider myself a master.
No, I mean, of course. And that's part of like the mentality that you need to keep and continue growing. But from just, I mean, if you think you've learned and you know everything, you're not going to grow.
Yeah, true.
But I'm just saying from my perspective, a lot of us take for granted the things that we're good at.
True.
And you have this thing where you know enough about this that you can see the long way that you still have to go in your own mind.
Yeah.
But for someone who's from the outside looking in, they can already see how far you are out of this. So it's like I'm just watching out of respect and admiration, dude. Keep doing
Appreciate
your
it.
thing.
Appreciate it. But yeah, so we're gonna dive into the last segment of the show. The segment is called No Trolling Questions. Remember the catchphrase I told you earlier about don't sweat it. Yeah, good memory, bro.
Thank you.
So basically, whenever I ask you a question, I'm gonna say no trolling, and before you respond to the question, you be like, "Don't sweat it," and then you respond. Simple.
Okay. Got it.
Most guests
Trip up on this one.
And
Yeah.
they might go remembering a few lines, a few questions, you know what I mean? But at the end, during the end of the show, they usually don't remember to say it.
Yeah, I hope I don't embarrass myself.
Nah, it's not embarrassing actually. It's just
no,
like, let's see if you're up for the challenge.
There's a couple people who watch this and they won't let me forget it, but, but
All right, first, no trolling question. Do you think about death, and does that affect how you handle money? No trolling.
Don't sweat it. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I've had a few near-death experiences over the course of my life.
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, and so I am keenly aware that we don't have infinite time here. And does it affect how I run my finances? Not really, because I'm still focused on the future. I am operating as if I'll be here for a long time. Not forever, but for a long time. Because that's the only way I can get to the results and the numbers that I want.
Okay.
So like I delay gratification for a very long time. I'm fine with doing like the whole decade of sacrifice, that type of thing, to build up the thing. And I just hope I'll be around to enjoy it.
I feel like, I don't rush greatness. Yeah, that's something I've also seen. Central C did a whole album. Like, I think it's an album called Don't Rush Greatness. Or is it a song? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's an album. But yeah, basically, if you don't put a very, very fast ticking bomb for you to be successful. I feel like give yourself grace, give yourself time to marinate in success, because instant success is not something I like as well. I don't believe in it. Like success overnight, fuck out of here.
I know, but you see, Tanzania,
Yeah.
they have this thing where a lot of them, I see it in my comment section all the freaking time. It's like, why would you wait this long? And my idea is that I'd rather, if I live long, I'd be happy I have it. If I don't live long enough, I'm fine with leaving what I got to the people who are behind. Okay, who I've left behind. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. You don't hear dead people complain. So I'm dead. What does it matter anymore?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with like playing the long-term game.
Dead people complaining, that's crazy.
Yeah, have you heard a dead person complain?
Because they're dead.
Case in point. There you go. So why am I worried about what if I'm dead? But anyway, yeah.
What does it mean to actually master your money? No trolling.
Don't sweat it. It's having your own flavor or spin of budgeting, of saving, of earning, budgeting, saving, and investing.
Okay.
To eventually build a life that you don't want to escape from. Because a lot of us are in a situation where we're doing things because, we kind of have to do it. And we have to do it because, anytime we get this money, we wind up spending on something to make us feel better about having to do it.
Yeah.
This is a weird cycle. But mastering your money is basically about having those skills in check and eventually getting to a point whereby money stops being the main concern or the main limiting factor in your life.
Okay. Damn. You know what I just thought about? Emergency funds.
Okay.
Yeah. How can somebody realistically start an emergency fund? No trolling.
Don't sweat it. So just in case anyone's kind of confused, an emergency fund represents anywhere from 3 to 6 months of living expenses. So if your living expenses is like 1 million shillings a month, you should have about 3 million to 6 million shillings saved, possibly more depending on work situation, possibly less, depending on that too. And when it comes to having any financial goal, there's like two schools of thought. There's some people who are like, oh, seek balance and manage this, and you don't have sacrifice that, you don't have this. Me, maybe because I'm a guy, and you have less. You did say you have less sympathy for guys when you loan them money, but yeah, that's part of the thing. As a guy, you don't have. I mean, of course, being broke is not fun for anyone.
Yes, absolutely.
But as a guy, you do not have the leeway to be broke.
You don't actually.
You don't.
Why are you?
You don't.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm the type of person you say, you know what? I'm gonna cut out all the unnecessary stuff. It's gonna take anywhere from usually in many cases like 6 months or so, 6 months to a year to save up that kind of money, depending on how much you make and how much you spend.
Yeah.
But just say, you know what? For the next these things that I used to enjoy, I'm cutting them out. And I can give an example of this, whereby this was part of the financial thing where I said like I was going to quit my job and have a full-time income outside of my job. And I was not going to sleep in a bed until I did it. So for about 7 months, I slept on the floor. I had a bed in the house. Okay. Very comfortable. But I slept on the floor because I wanted to create that discomfort to push me that and do that. So anyone, accept it's going to be uncomfortable, accept the sucking, it's going to suck.
Yeah, of course.
And just get through it.
Yeah,
as soon as you can.
I feel like, I don't know, this is just me. And I like saying this as a man because it is as a man. Mm-hmm. I don't like being comfortable. Ooh, okay. I honestly don't like it. Mm-hmm. And the reason that is because through comfort, you become lazy. You become, you got this. Mm. Nah, I don't like that mentality. That's why I don't sleep as much. It's not because I don't want to be comfortable, because I have a lot of shit to do and I wish I could sleep more. Mm-hmm. But I just don't prioritize it to the sense like I'll compromise my work. Mm-hmm. And I just like eating a lot as well. Mm. I don't want to be that comfortable to eat 3 meals a day. Wow. Nah. I need some little bit of hunger in me, bro.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, to work, you know? Mm. I'm not saying be unhealthy about it. No. I'm just saying be on top of it. Mm-hmm. Don't let it control you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like today, I just had bread in the morning and I'm still good. And I had chicken in the afternoon, actually. A little bit of bread and chicken. And I might not eat tonight. I might eat. I don't know, depending on what work I got going on.
No, but okay, sorry.
Yeah, but I just like I like saying that this works for me. You get me? Mm. Figure out what works for you, but just don't be comfortable. Usiridhike, they say. Usizoe kazi. Yeah, I saw a good friend of mine, his name is DJ Ali B, told me this one time. It was like, yo, dog, I always told him, I used to tell him, bro, I keep getting nervous whenever I'm doing a podcast, whenever I'm doing this. I always get nervous before it starts. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, that's good, dog. Mm-hmm. That means haujazoea kazi.
Yes.
Now, never usizoe kazi.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, that's something I'd want to see on a t-shirt. Mm. So yeah, I don't like being comfortable. I like being out of my comfort zone because that's what pushes greatness, stepping out of your comfort zone.
Have you made the t-shirts yet?
Nah, I'm finna make them though.
Make them, plug them, man. So
yeah, for sure. You mentioned Emilian Busara, right? Mm-hmm. How much did he influence in your career? What?
No trolling.
No trolling. Oh, wow! Plot twist. Plot twist. I'm the one who forgot. Shit, that has never happened before. Wow.
Just say don't sweat it and we get to it.
No trolling.
Don't sweat it.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. I actually did forget. Damn. Okay.
See, this is why we don't skip meals, my guy. But
fuck anyway. You. You don't skip a meal? Come on.
2 a day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Though Emilian Busara he's overall very influential in this space, which I've just had this thing where I've said for a long time that anyone who teaches personal finance in some shape or form can trace all this stuff like back to him in some kind of way. Okay. I met him back then when I was younger and stubborn, and I was at that point, like I didn't have much money in my mind. No, that was like a mistake again. I didn't have much money in my mind to kind of invest.
Okay.
So I got some of his books. I had some of his teachings. I met with him in person a few times, and I always appreciated this, what he had to teach, but I just felt like I didn't have the money to make it work. But then meeting him again this time in the future, I'm happy to see him and he's in good health. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to do my best to kind of, because he's a role model, he's someone I really look up to, and I don't want to kind of like disappoint him.
Yeah.
So it's this whole thing of like me trying to really do my best to practice what he's teaching, follow up on his lessons, spread the good word about him, because hey, he's got a lot of wisdom to share with a lot of people. And he's really been a big part in terms of my investing in journey. In terms of like my professional career and whatnot, not so much, but I wouldn't say nothing, because at the same time, part of my desire to earn more money and the changes that I made along the way was to have something I could invest and build upon my financial security and the stuff that he teaches as well. So there's a fingerprint of his life, of his wisdom in my life.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Before I let you go, bro, what is your financial goal for this year? No trolling.
Don't sweat it. This is a weird answer to this question, but I don't have yearly goals. I have an end goal that I'm chasing.
Okay.
That end goal is to have a net worth of over 1 billion shillings, and have passive income from it equivalent to about 75 million shillings or $30,000, whatever I have my targets pegged in USD, so $30,000 and whatever the equivalent will be at that time. And my timeline is for 2030 to reach that goal, which is chosen very strategically because that's the point that I want to have, ideally start a family.
So you want to have 1 billion shillings by 2030.
Yes.
4 years, my boy.
That's why I can't be driving my money, man.
Woo!
I can't be driving my money. I can't be doing those things I said that we don't do in 2026.
Damn. Yeah, I want to catch up to you, man.
I mean, I want you to overtake me. I need rich friends.
All right.
So that if I fail,
What is he talking about?
I'm like, Sean, can I get 50 million and you not ask me any questions about it? You said you don't loan to men. Okay.
Damn. What is your plan? Are you open and sharing your plan towards that?
To get there?
Yeah.
There's no real magic behind it. It's earn aggressively, invest aggressively, and just hope the numbers work out. So like when I say I'm saving 80 to 85% of my income, that's what I'm aiming for.
Damn.
I'm trying to make enough money so that's doable, because that's the kind of rate I'll need to get there. Because I have a friend who crossed the 1 billion shilling mark.
You got a friend who has 1 billion shillings right now?
Invested, yes. So
invested.
Yeah, it's not cash. It's not sitting in an account, which that's a different level. Because have it invested and have it getting cash. Cash is harder than having it invested.
Okay.
But yeah, because investments grow over time, whereas cash just sits and you have to add to it.
Yeah.
But he, again, was a very, very aggressive saver, made a lot of money, spent as little of it as possible so he'd have as much as he could to pump into investments. And he's been doing this for since 2021, and he crossed there in 4 years. He's a business owner. I'm not, so I kind of got to be a little harder on myself to get there. But that's the goal. Big things, you don't hit big goals with small actions or small sacrifices.
I feel like that's the best way to end it. Damn. But it was lovely having you, Victor Mutta.
Thank you so
And
much.
this was episode 83 of the Not Tzee podcast.
See, master of his craft. But
Yeah, man. Like, I'm super proud of myself. I'm super proud of my audience for sticking up with me. We're all learning in this journey, and it's actually beautiful to see. And I can't wait to have you next time when you have 1 billion shillings, bro.
Let's not announce that when I come back next time.
Yo,
It's just in progress.
Okay. How far are you from it from now?
I'm not answering that on camera. I'll tell you off camera, but not on camera.
Okay. So let's. I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna find out. But yeah, man. Until next time, gang. Peace out.